Attention, attention staff. Board meeting will begin momentarily. Look busy and stay quiet. Human resources is on the warpath. The wood chippers and man cannons are prepped and ready to go. The compound will be secured until the conclusion of the meeting. Good luck out there, NPCs. May God have mercy on your pitiful souls. If any of us still have souls. I present to you the board members.
I am the founder of this organization, Non-Player Character Incorporated, NPC Inc. for the stupid. It's my passion project, turning out mindless human analogs to occupy key positions in government, business, and entertainment. Why? To facilitate my vision of the new world order. I am known simply as the Director. Joining me are my executives. Tom, my CTO, CIO, COO, Systems Architect, Head of R&D, and Chris, my CFO, President of Human Resources, and CCO. What you are about to hear are highly classified internal board meetings. Welcome to the boardroom. Have a seat. Don't touch anything, especially not that beige button. Gentlemen, how's the new power supply coming along?
Yeah, about that.
The NPCs kind of found their way into the hentai games from the last meeting. So, yeah, we're definitely collecting energy.
And an excess of protein we didn't anticipate.
The law of unintended consequences. Coincidentally, we're launching a skincare brand. Have a look at the marketing.
Oh, you knew they were whacking it like teenagers?
Of course I did. Can't walk past R&D without hearing wet hams smacking together.
Ew. Why skincare?
Insta thoughts.
Yeah, that checks out.
Speaking of hams, a bunch of journalist losers are upset that a Korean supermodel has a great ass.
What are we the hams? Wait, Korean models?
Oh, Shin Jae-yoon. Yeah, it was difficult letting her leave the facility, but I have clones.
I'm going to need to stop by the lab frequently.
Yeah, me too.
Office hours are posted on the lab door, just for anyone who, wants to stop by.
Fantastic. So Stellar Blade is coming out, and the boisterous and obnoxious are quite pissed off that she exists. But I can't figure out why Shin Jae-yoon is unacceptable, but 2B, Bayonetta, Tifa, any female protagonist is now acceptable.
I mean, they all got complained about too.
They did, but why now are they acceptable?
What? Who says they're acceptable? I mean, I don't give a shit, but people are still complaining about them.
I think that as time goes on, they complain less because so much time has passed. There aren't enough people playing the games or whatever to complain about them anymore. They're not getting enough attention to complain about them.
Fair.
Well, Final Fantasy just came out again and people are bitching about Tifa, so
yep.
Tell them to make sequels and we'll start all over again.
Yep.
Specifically, IGN was the one who complained about this one.
IGN France.
IGN France, indeed.
Well, one guy anyway.
One, yeah.
And I had to apologize, so
that took a while.
I don't know what the time frame was. I just thought that was funny.
I think it was like a week.
Oh, that's not too bad.
And I think the only reason why they did it is because he went on other people's comments and started harassing them.
That, and he literally said something. I shouldn't say literally because I don't have the exact quote in front of me. I was trying to find it, but he said something like, "She looks really young." He might even said underage. I don't remember, and like a doll, and it's creeping him out. And then they're like, "It's a real person." So
it is a real person. But then went on to talk about Bayonetta and 2B.
All right, so
were objectified and sexualized as their games came out, respectively.
Was Bayonetta that bad? I remember more people being grossed out that it was hair than that it was a tight bodysuit.
Oh no, the same activists that are
I'm sure
pissed were pissed then.
Always going to be people complaining about everything. I don't remember that one being too bad. It's 2B, right? Not B2, whatever the fuck her name is. Sorry.
2B.
There's a lot of panty shots in that game and fan art. And then the guy
Correct.
who I forget what his name is, but the main guy who makes those games, he was just like, yeah, you should collect all of that and put it in one place. Kind of like our joke.
I don't understand why. Well, I do understand why. I don't see the place for it, and the uproar that happened because of it. Calls to boycott the game, and I wouldn't care if it wasn't the same exact people. I would let it go if it wasn't the same exact people who complained for Bayonetta and Nier.
Doesn't that make sense that they would still complain?
But they're not complaining about those anymore. They're citing them as these are positive female role models. Really?
Oh,
everyone's favorite Dommy Mommy witch? Are you kidding me? Somebody even went as far as to say that Shin-Jae-eun is more sexualized than Bayonetta. How?
Oh, that's definitely true. Bayonetta wasn't that sexualized. I played the demo of this game. She is more sexualized in that demo than all of Bayonetta. At least the first one. I didn't play Bayonetta 2.
But isn't more of the game
Bayonetta
like
2
physics?
and Bayonetta 3?
No, there's a lot more fan service in this demo than in all of Bayonetta.
That's probably true.
You can dress her up even worse too. I was telling Tom before, she has like the fucking Dead or Alive beach volleyball physics in her fucking tits. So any tiny jiggle, the whole
I forgot about DOA.
And it's like an Evangelion fucking skin suit too. So it's fucking like straight up anime titties, you know? Like you couldn't make clothes like this in real life.
Well, I could do a lot with latex.
Fair.
Bayonetta literally has nonstop climax in the first game. That's like your limit break mode.
That's just her making some noises, though. That's not really her climaxing.
It doesn't matter. The jokes are there.
Yeah, I didn't say there weren't any jokes. I just said this was worse.
No More Heroes. I fail to see how it's worse.
All right, you're taking worse as I mean like bad. It's just more. They definitely tried more. There's more fan service. That's all I'm saying.
Oh, no. Then never mind. I'm not arguing that point. Bayonetta 3 got a little weird. She got a little touchy on herself.
So fucking, what was that shitty anime with the scissors? Kill la Kill.
I like Kill la Kill. Dude,
like halfway through that, the mean schoolgirl fucking has to finger herself in front of her mom to awaken her powers. That happened. Why?
I'm glad I didn't watch this.
Oh, you should.
It comes out of nowhere, too, by the way, Tom. I got real close to the mic, so sorry if we have to fix that later. It comes out of nowhere, Tom.
I don't know. I didn't find it all that surprising.
Yeah, but there are
her underwear talks to her.
Let's say anime, hentai, borderline stuff out there.
Like freezing.
It's an entire genre. Oh, well.
Which I also can compare to this game because that's what it feels like monster-wise.
Okay.
There's dudes with skin suits too in the demo. They all died, so I don't know if they're in the game more than that, but she wasn't the only one.
There's dudes in the game.
No, there's dudes in the game. You talk to one who's not wearing a skin suit, but specifically there are dudes wearing the same shit that she is.
So it just might be a universe thing.
Yeah. The best that I understand as far as that is they're fighting whatever superhuman things, and most of the men die because they're like anonymous henchmen. And obviously Eve is the heroine, so she's super special, super awesome. Nobody's calling bullshit on that kind of thing in this game in particular.
Well, they killed some girls too.
I would expect that.
I'm just saying there were also guys.
Yeah, her mentor in the beginning.
Oh no, even besides that, the same stupid fucking where all the guys died, there was also random henchmen women that also blew the fuck up.
Okay, fair. These people who cited to be, well, actually, no, let me say that. The photo editor mode in Nier and ladders.
Yeah.
Need I say more?
Panties.
That is a thing you can do in the game, and it's not discouraged.
You might even get an achievement for it. I don't know if that's true or not.
I wouldn't be surprised.
There's a skin suit in this one that makes it flesh colored, but you have no armor.
Mm-hmm.
But it doesn't really look like she's naked.
No, there's no defining characteristics. It just looks like she's wearing nude latex.
Yeah. The other outfits that I sent you pictures of look better than that.
They do, and I hope they add more, and they plan on making a whole bunch of more shit like seasonal stuff.
We don't need seasonal shit in single player games.
Yeah, I don't know.
We did a whole episode on that too.
Games like this, I don't think have the legs for that kind of thing. I also don't think they have the legs for like the negative or positive publicity they get.
You know, sometimes I think that it's just people trying to hype up the game.
Sure.
There's not that much either about this. Like, it happened, the outrage, but it's not that bad. Unless you're specifically following the people who do this, which I feel like you are, Mark, because you hate them.
There is a war going on between them and a couple other people, and it ties into other things.
I'm sure. I'm just saying, like, when you do Google this, it's not like
these are the fringe crazies.
There's been worse ones with fucking female characters.
Well, Lara Croft's Tomb Raider.
Yeah.
When that was coming back, people were pissed off about that. And now the new one, because of some people that are involved in it, and I guess their publicly announced philosophies, people are like, oh, it's going to be great. And diehard fans are like, hey, it's going to be shit.
Oh, they're making another one?
Yeah.
The first one.
They probably should.
The first one was really good.
I thought the second one was even good.
It was okay. I enjoyed it. It just wasn't as storyline. It wasn't as good. Gameplay was still good, solid.
I think Tom played it more hardcore than any of us.
Yep. I'm replaying some of them now.
See, there you go.
I think I'm on. I think Shadow's next. Shadow of the Tomb Raider.
Is that 2 or 3?
That's 3.
I didn't play that one.
All right, so let's jump into, do the journalists that are upset in either direction have a right to be upset?
Yeah, everyone has a right to their own opinion. If it's stupid, maybe, but they can think whatever they want.
It's based off emotion, so if you're being a journalist, you're paid to give right about your emotions, basically. So I think we're all in agreement about that one.
It's not like, I could see if the game was E for everyone or T or whatever the fuck, but it's going to get an M rating, right?
Yeah, probably. I mean, it's very gory to the point where streamers are having difficulty posting their videos on the demo.
Even if it got a T rating, from what I saw, it's not that bad.
No. The most egregious thing I saw was one of the, I don't remember what company they were with. They made the claim that Stellar Blade is going to cause violence to women.
How so and why?
Exactly. Some kind of nebulous third wave feminism point that was misappropriated from actual third wave feminism. Unrealistic body standards, suicide.
Oh, so they
got shit.
But again, this is, I mean, I don't know if it's a 1-for-1 scale, but I've seen the model. It looks like her.
So the body is her. She didn't motion capture per se. She acted out the animations. They crafted the face. She didn't do all the flips and crazy stuff. I didn't expect her to do that. They did scan her.
There's some crazy ass flips in that shit, bro.
For real. There's monsters with chainsaw faces.
There are, and vagina faces, and vagina chainsaw faces.
That's true.
Yeah, it is rated M for mature. So yeah, there you go. It's not for children. Are they going to play it? Probably, but that's because parents suck at controlling their children. So,
or parents don't parent anymore.
They didn't.
But is it really that damaging to a child?
What happened?
Is it really that damaging to a child?
How young of a child? And not really damaging as so much as maybe I wouldn't give this to my 5-year-old nephew and be like, stare at this ass for a while.
Is that the worst part of it? Or is I
don't have the random game, man.
No. But what I'm saying is
I think the gory stuff might be worse.
That's what I'm
so desensitized to that, and I feel like it's going to get worse as generations go on. So I have no say anymore.
See, people around me watch reality TV. I'm desensitized to the random asses that I see. The gore I've become more aware of because that I see less in TV.
I play too many video games.
What was just watching some plastic surgery show and there's just an ass on the TV. Not a good one either.
Patton Oswalt has a bit like that where he tried to get his wife to watch it was The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly, and she was like, "It's too violent." He's like, "But by the way, when I come home, I gotta hear as soon as I walk in the door, and the man had 7 vaginas around his neck, stringed together with like intestines."
Yep.
It's like, what the fuck?
The 60 minutes murder porn.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, I mean, what's more damaging? Or so say it's like a 16-year-old, because I'm guessing it's Peggy 16, M here.
Yeah.
So
16-year-old being the entry point.
So, well, not here.
Oh,
You'd have to be,
if a 16-year-old was
17.
playing it or whatever, I'd be fine with it.
Yeah, I wouldn't care.
What about a
They're
12-year-old?
jerking off to it. Probably the same. It comes down to the kid and the parents, man.
I feel like some
That's the age-old debate.
Some 12-year-olds would be fine with it, and some would be not fine with it.
Yeah.
But again, I don't think it's the sexual side of it that would hurt them.
It's like when we had to stop selling, not stop, but like we couldn't sell Grand Theft Auto to
Actually, I take that back. There's one way I see this hurting young girls is they think that that's the ideal body shape.
Okay, that's a fair point.
But it wasn't crafted. So, and that sucks if you think that's the ideal body shape. That person literally exists. So,
yeah, but
they are the pinnacle of Korean supermodels. Like, she is the number one.
Yeah, but I'm saying that I could see a 12-year-old young woman who's just becoming a woman, basically, seeing this video game and saying, "Oh, that's the ideal body shape," or getting that thought in her head and looking at herself negatively because of that.
I would say I'm not going to argue that is a technical possibility. I'm going to say that the incidents for that would be extremely rare and more likely that they would be harassed and badgered by TV, the Get Ready With Me's, the social media.
Yeah, I'm not saying that there aren't other places.
More so than the game.
Yeah, I'm not saying that.
No.
Yeah.
there's definitely other.
Yeah, no. I get what you're saying.
That probably will happen.
But I'm saying that if they're seeing the same thing in video games that they're playing, it might be reinforcing that thought.
I would also point out that at least US side, no one looks like a Korean supermodel unless they're Korean. Those proportions are completely
that's true.
Not possible here. And she is tall for,
yeah, say it.
Just saying. for a Korean supermodel, she is very tall.
No, Tom has a point though. It could be damaging to a young girl. It probably will be in some way. But what do you do about that?
You don't.
Yeah, I feel like it's more to the family and more to like the parents on like, hey, you don't have to look like that. Hey, not everyone looks like that. This is based off a model.
Really, we as a species just have to be more comfortable with who we are and everyone else is.
Yeah.
So there's a couple of things there. There's the messianic periods that every young person goes through, girls earlier than boys. Yeah. The video game idol is a little bit harder, to say that has a direct effect. One, because it's new and novel, and each video game kind of sets the new data set that you have to pull. Like, it's a new pool of data that you have to go through.
Yeah, but any
social media at large, 100%. Super damaging. You could track from the start of Facebook, its prevalence tracks almost in a linear fashion with the suicidality.
I was going to say bullying went up a shit ton too, and so did suicide rates.
Oh yeah. The last one that I was looking at was suicidality or suicidal ideations among girls like 12 to 22, 21. And it tracks almost perfectly in line. It's ridiculous.
Yeah. It's hard being a young woman these days.
Well, they're the ones first affected by anything that goes on, any social contagion, any trend, anything that's going on.
Yeah, they're often the victims of social pressure and social...
First. Yeah. The whole reason why I wanted to bring up this subject is because I think the argument is stupid. Like the reflection to society at large, the potential violence if you could call it that, to young women. I mean, the majority demographic for who's going to be playing this isn't female.
That's true.
It's male. And the females who are playing it, because I did some diving on this, a lot of female VTubers, a lot of female YouTubers, streamers, very excited for this game. Very excited for the way she looks. Very excited for the costumes and cosplay. Not negative at all.
Good cosplay. What did I just see? That was, fucking, sorry, sidetrack for a second. I just watched the first episode of Fallout. That one chick in a fucking tight wedding dress with a knife coming out of her stomach. I can't wait for that cosplay.
Mm-hmm.
That sparked some outrage because some fans, I don't know if they used AI or whatever, they redid the poster so she would have a nice round bum, and people got upset about that. I was thinking about including it, but I decided not to.
I found out from researching for this, because I didn't really have that much knowledge on the game, that a lot of petite models are coming out and saying, because of what was said with her looking too young and like a doll and all that shit, that they get a lot of harassment now from everyone basically saying, why do you look like that? Why are you so skinny or tight or whatever the fuck? Like, you're a whore. And they're like, dude, this is just me. Like, I'm not like even a real model, you know?
All right. My real pet peeve in all of this is that the backlash to people who have nothing to do with even like the model or the game. Okay, not everybody looks like that. That is a really unattainable image to capture. That's a really unattainable body type to have unless you were born that way.
Is this your first day on the internet?
No, but why are you attacking people? Period. If you're going to sit there and say, for the love of compassion and everything else and whatever, yada, yada, so on and so forth, why are you going after this person?
I repeat my last comment.
But then the inverse isn't acceptable. If they fire back, then it's all out war and they're the bad guys.
Yeah, that's fucking literally everything.
Yeah, but there's always like Team Red, Team Blue, or Team Black, and Team White, or whatever. And it's like you have to be a part of this social fabric, and this has to be your side. And if you're against my side, you're against everything I stand for, and you're against society of...
Stop picking sides.
Yeah, and against of like basically anyone who thinks like whatever your thought process is, there's going to be someone who's going to think against that thought process. And it seems like society has taken that to such an extreme, like, no, you're not allowed to think differently than I can think.
Yeah, exactly.
And it just sucks all around.
And I'm trying to reconcile all the different things because I have no idea. I'm siloed in my little home in New Jersey. I don't know shit about whatever else is going on in the world and don't care. How do I model this so that I can stage my interactions online or stay away from things, or at least figure out what game is decent to play?
I don't think you have to change your behavior.
I don't think so either.
I think,
but I'm trying to appraise this 20,000 foot view.
Yeah, I think both sides would just like you to be aware that this model, being the model for the video game, is going to affect things socially of the gamers who play it, review it, stream it, view it, and there might be...
I don't know about that either.
It's going to affect... It might be nebulous and not as morphic and not really something that you can just pinpoint, was this video game? But it could be a symptom of a larger problem. It could be not a problem at all. But it could be a symptom of just how people are viewing things, or things that get marketing and things that don't. And it could just be a symptom of all that. And it's good to be aware of that, though. And I think that's what both sides really just want, is just be aware of it.
So how would you
just be aware of it? If you're not going to play it, you're not going to play it.
Through the nothing.
Yeah, if you're not going to play it and you don't like it, just don't play it. If you feel like there's some sort of outrage there, just don't play it.
But how do you come to that conclusion?
Why? Well, why would you?
No. Like, how would you do that? From an outsider's perspective, you're just an idiot who plays video games like myself.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, that looks cool. And then you're told both things. You see both sides of that, and then the normal marketing.
Well, if I thought it was cool at the beginning of that, I would just still play it because I thought it looked cool.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fair. What about you, Chris? How do you model to sort through all the nonsense?
Oh, I don't even know there's nonsense until you bring it to my attention.
Fair enough.
No, basically the same thing, man.
Fair.
If it looked cool, it looks cool. There was a demo. I played that. Demo was cool. I don't think I'd buy it at full price, but I'd play the game. I had fun.
Same.
Yeah, and
Character design on the enemies is cool.
that's how I feel. Like, that's how I feel about a lot of games. Is like, yeah, I'd play it, just not full price.
I know a bunch of people, at least posted, that because of shit like this, they are now buying and playing the game. So, you know,
I do like the spike buys.
they lost some, they got some. It probably evens out.
Probably. My worry with things like this is that even if it's a game that I don't like, I'm not going to play. If the activist types on both sides, 3 sides, 4 sides, whatever it is, get too loud, if they're going to actually kill the game, kill the company. I don't want to see less games, fewer companies, less ideas. I want to see more.
Well,
I haven't seen that happen in a while.
Yeah, the only game, let's say the only game companies that I think that would be killed by that are indie games. And at that point, if someone's bringing that much attention to your indie game, it's probably more worth it than not.
Yeah. Do you have examples of any companies where they got destroyed because of bullshit?
So it's not a true one-to-one, but a recent one I could point to is Suicide Squad or Marvel.
I think that was...
Now, maybe those companies could have survived long enough to get out of the funk. They could have...
Marvel's still going, and Suicide Squad just sucks.
yeah. I think it's more of a quality issue.
Suicide Squad is end of life 2025 January.
What?
And then Marvel already hit end of life.
No, it didn't. They
Marvel
just
itself is
rebranded all
going on,
their
but
shit,
Marvel...
bro.
No. That Marvel game, Marvel Guardians of whatever it is.
Guardian of the Galaxy did good, ish.
No, not Guardians.
I know what you're talking about. The other game,
the Suicide Squad game.
Yeah, that also kind of
that one's end of life already.
Sucked.
But I feel like those are quality issues, not backlash issues.
Yeah, but I think the backlash effect hit them harder than maybe it needed to be.
I don't, especially with Suicide Squad. Maybe the Marvel one, only because they showed what the game was, showed that what it was going to be, mostly a live service grind fest. Their entire community was like, you should not do that years in advance. And they're like, oh, don't worry, we won't. And then they did. So
that's a subject for another one.
And then they put out a fucking memo saying, oh, because of huge failures like this, we're going to go forward, probably just make live service games. And everyone's like, what?
Yes. How did you get that from what we said? Yes. Yeah. That is Ubisoft, and a company called SBI, Sweet Baby Inc., is mainly responsible for that kind of thing. So management, they're like the poor developers in that situation were not wholly responsible for that train wreck.
Yeah, they're just grindy fucking live service games. And like Suicide Squad is okay, but they want to charge you like $70. I think this is one of those games that already hit 70.
And
then sell you a season pass, and then have you grind out nothing because there's barely any enemy variation types. And the game is, again, it's
correct.
Okay. It's cool if you have friends to play with, I guess. But you also could play anything else.
Maybe an afternoon. You could be playing anything else.
And there are games a lot more funner with friends.
Yep.
That's true.
Such as a callback, Helldivers.
Helldivers 2. There's brand new stuff coming out in that. There's new units.
I love the story mechanic in that game.
Can we have sex yet? Did we get that back?
I think we did.
Yeah, we won that one.
After the failure, second time around. But after we beat the vanguard of the automatons, then we found their huge actual incursion.
Anyways, back to this.
how does the outrage, and again, by all means, please explain this to me as if I'm 5 and don't understand, because I don't understand. We're in an age of sex positivity, but the objectification of women is still wrong. How?
I think the problem is with the video game model, she does look a little bit younger than the actual model, I feel. And I think that because isn't Eve canonically like 16 or something?
I don't know, actually.
It didn't come up in the demo.
She might be.
I thought she was canonically not 18 yet. And because of that, I feel like that's just what I read online. Could be true, could be false. But if she's not 18 yet, then I could see like a bunch of like issues, especially in the US, about that.
So then to that, I would ask the question, anime.
Oh, anime is all over the fucking
Any
place.
anime that takes place in high school.
Anime is generally not made. The regularly consumed anime is generally doesn't cross that line.
That's not true at all.
Yeah, no, I was going to bring up Bleach because that's a fairly anodyne one, but they are hypersexualized and they were 16.
Yeah, they're 16, but
15.
they look like 20.
Yeah, that's the joke, though. Every high schooler in a Western show is like 40.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I don't think there is a right answer to this. I just don't understand how we go from OnlyFans is okay and empowering to Stellar Blade is bad.
I think it has to do with the
Or
age,
a negative
the potential age
objectification.
of the character.
I can't find anywhere that says her age, by the way.
I don't think she's an actual like human. I think she's
some kind of robot half thing,
Yeah.
organic something.
cyborg thing.
Yeah,
I think she was created. I don't know that she has an age.
And
that's what I'm
that might be true, and that it might just be the editing of the model that people are just assuming that.
Sure.
And
Sure.
and maybe they shouldn't have smoothed so many features out that are maybe indicate a slightly older person.
So they definitely did that to one just to fit in with the graphics, you know? And again, she's some kind of robot person.
Yeah.
It'd be weird if I made wrinkles on a robot person. That's making her look too much like a sex doll.
There was a movie with Robin Williams. What was it? Where they like gave him wrinkles or aging features as he was a robot.
Yeah, but he wanted to be human.
That's true.
The whole thing is he wanted to turn into a human.
That was a bad movie too.
It was an okay movie.
It was an okay movie. It's a good story.
We only had positive memories because of Robin Williams. Let's not lie.
It was a long movie.
It was a long movie. It was slow. It was when he was he started out as like this full on robot.
Yeah. Never mind. Then by the end, he's like an old person.
Yeah, he's like a Biotronic. Like he basically became more human as time went on.
Still a robot though.
Yeah, he
Just a
became
robot
more.
that aged.
Yeah, he was more like a cyborg at the end, but like a reverse cyborg that started off as a robot.
They did not reveal her age, so that's just in people's heads.
Okay.
So I'm going to link an image of her in chat, and I want you to look at it. I get very sketchy on things where, I don't know, we're supposed to be looking at high school kids, middle school kids for drama, whatever. Like Euphoria to me is very problematic. I don't know what to make of it.
For people who don't know, there's a TV show where a bunch of middle school and high school kids do drugs and fuck each other.
Yep. And like, that's okay and not okay has some of the similar arguments going on. The line gets a little fuzzy. I
so I'm
tend to
looking at the picture. What am I? Why are we starting talking about Euphoria?
So because they're younger, the argument is because she looks younger, it's problematic. Or
But she doesn't look
people see that as an
underage.
issue.
She just looks like she's a young model.
I don't see her looking underage in the model either. like both in the game and
I
in
think
real
it's
life.
the eyes for me.
I can't put an age to her.
So for me, the actress has slight eye bags, and
No, that's not. They're not bags. That's hooding.
yeah, hooding or whatever. That isn't reflected in the model of the video game. That
I mean, I could tell you why that is.
She's a robot.
Because she's a robot. Because the aim is the aesthetic that every Asian culture goes for.
Yeah.
They all want
I
Americanized
understand
eyes.
that, but that alone makes her look a lot younger in the video game.
Okay.
Okay, I still don't think she looks underage in the video game, though.
I don't either.
Okay,
But I'm trying to entertain this because I do want to know.
I'll give you that. It does make her look younger, but it doesn't make her look like,
to me, like probably 2 to 4 years younger. Like just by like eliminating that or filling it with makeup, if she was like on a modeling scene or something. Because I know people that fill in that feature with makeup and stuff, just or hide it with makeup.
I have seen some of the Chinese and Korean makeup tutorials. Yeah. Don't believe what you see on the internet, kids. I don't know.
Oh shit, she's 32.
Yeah, she's
yeah.
She is good genetics.
Let's pretend that Asian people age before 60.
See, even from that picture, I was going to say she's like 24.
Yeah.
So her proportions in game and in real life, to me, they're not. How do I explain this without being creepy and weird? There is no way.
Ridiculous.
Well into adulthood female.
Yeah.
Oh, she's got. Well, I'm not going to accuse her of having plastic surgery. I'm just going to say it's very rare.
She is the one of 1%.
She might be.
She could be the one of 1% of the world. Could be all natural.
She could be.
And that's why she's a model and makes sense.
Correct. And deservedly so. But Korea is still the plastic surgery capital of the world. Took it over from Brazil. Yeah. Just going to leave that one there. Well, I mean, if you're getting a BBL, you still go to Brazil. So then how is there this dichotomy that we have where it's, say, I mean, this is probably old, but the Kardashians, idolatry, and then the also negativity, like the hate for them and what they do.
I think there's people that are always going to be jealous of something.
You think it's jealousy?
I think that's a factor, let's say.
Okay.
And I think there's always going to be haters and always going to be like, do what you're going to do, people. And as long as you're not like actively harming people,
sure,
do what you're going to do. And if you can make money at it, good for you. I just feel like you'll always have like people that are pro and con for anything. And for their various life experience reasons. And that's just how it is.
Fair enough. Chris, how do you reconcile it?
Reality TV is fucking stupid.
Say it's not reality TV. Say it's something else.
Such as?
How do I phrase this without reality TV or like a pop culture thing? TikTok, sure. I mean, that's pop culture. But yeah, the TikTok thing, the self-exposure and empowerment, quote unquote, for women online in that fashion versus the absolute hate and disdain for it.
So what do you want me to say? Sorry.
The basic, like...
how does that exist?
The TikToks of maybe young influencers or younger influencers that are both hated on and appreciated by different types of people.
So I refer you to an earlier comment where I said, is this your first day on the internet?
Go into depth.
It's what everyone fucking does. There's always going to be haters, trolls, and people worshiping people for no reason. There's, what the hell is her name? There's a YouTube chick named Jaden Anima something, I don't remember. And she goes on how she met a fan and a fan was like, I will die for you. And she's like, that's creepy. She's like, I occasionally draw shit and put it on YouTube. Like, calm down. I appreciate it, but like, I'm not a god. Like, you shouldn't worship me like that. So yeah, fucking go find something better to do at your time. Unless, you uploading all this shit makes you happy, obviously do that. But like, don't worship or hate people for it because it's not worth it either way.
I mean, I guess.
Just don't be an extreme. Got it.
Yeah. I mean, don't be one of the fringe extremes, like, which most people aren't. What is that limited to? 1% of 1%?
No, I think extreme people is like 5% on the left side of the spectrum, 5% on right side of the spectrum. And
I don't know if it could be that high. Just because it follows the normal Pareto distribution. So I don't know if it could be that high.
What do you consider to be extreme that might account for the differences?
Extreme?
You said it can't be that high, so maybe Tom's definition is different.
So extreme would be the psychopath, the actual psychopath, the person willing to harm, kill, self-destruct.
Oh, I definitely believe that's 5% on each end.
Yeah.
It can't be that high. If it ever hits above, like if it gets that high, the system destabilizes and it breaks down, and then there's not 5% anymore. It doesn't matter what the domain is.
Oh, so like how our whole world's falling apart right now?
Right. So, I mean, I have a better theory on that I could go into more detail on another one, but everything's stratified to the point where you have all these different extremes pushing,
okay.
Trying to...
I'll take it back. I don't think it's as high as 5%. I think you have like 0.5% that's stoking up to 5%.
That's probably fairly accurate. Could be even more than that if it's
And that 5% might do like one action that I would consider like a 0.5% to maybe regularly do, but because they've taken that one action, I now lump them in as a terrorist.
Any argument with that, Chris?
Nope. Just agreement all around. Okay. Wow, we solved it, guys.
We didn't solve anything. All we did was come to the conclusion that we are somewhere in the middle, along with the majority of everyone else. Well, anyone else have parting wisdom?
I have a question. What the fuck is she doing with her hand in this picture from the one from the episode you sent us?
The Reddit one?
No one else can see. This is just for me. No, not even the Reddit one. The actual script picture.
I don't know. She's making some kind of satanic symbol. That's
At first I thought she was holding the railing, but it's not.
You know what they say? Turn around, bright eyes.
Okay.
I don't know the next lyric or what I went with it. I'm sorry.
I think it's turn around, bright eyes.
Every now and then I fall apart.
Well, okay. What's the next lyric, jackass?
Every now and then I fall apart.
There we go.
And then it's turn around, bright eyes. And then every now and then I fall apart. Yeah.
Because I need you more than ever.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Do you want a cookie? We actually have them.
Do I want kind of? What kind of cookie?
Oatmeal with peanut butter.
Ew.
Fuck you. It was like fucking delicious.
What are those, Do-si-dos?
No, like homemade cookies.
Oh, that might be different. Gentlemen, there have been Oh, right. There's nobody here. I'm alone, in my office. A director's diary entry then. In this past board meeting, we covered Stellar Blade, but never hit the point that I wanted to make. At least not specifically. Since we've recorded, there have been several developments. From censorship to death threats. Outlets like Kotaku and The Gamer putting out hit pieces like Hades 2 is the kind of hot we need right now. And Hades 2 proves characters can be both diverse and sexy. Both referencing Aphrodite, the almost fully nude Greek deity. I'm not exactly sure what makes her diverse. In Greek mythology, she was a slut, and the last I checked, Greek people were still white. So I have no idea what makes Aphrodite good, and Eve from Stellar Blade bad. The game actually did get censored. The developers changed some outfits to be less revealing, and they also removed graffiti in front of the R shop. I guess it's an in-game shop, referencing the hard R. Not sure what exactly is controversial about that. I highly doubt a Korean developer would have any idea of what the subtlety is between a hard R and a soft A. And then these crazy activists started to go after their opponents, so much so that they're calling outright for Grum's demise and offering money to do so. Grum's is a developer that used to work for World of Warcraft. He created a petition to show Sony and ChangeUp how the fans actually feel. And I guess according to these crazy journalists, activists, that can't be tolerated. You cannot contradict what they say. And when they deem something bad, no matter what, no matter the hypocrisy, it's bad. These people are a plague on the industry, and they need to be forced out. All of their activism is killing art. As studios cave, they go under, and we have fewer and fewer mainstream games to play over the years. It's becoming obvious that it isn't just the studios putting out trash, but trash getting into the studios. Artistic endeavors deserve criticism, but not censorship. Before we know it, we'll be left with an anodyne, blank, vague entertainment space, and I'd rather not be bored, thank you. Deborah, where are my encouragement tools? I need my cattle prod. I'm already late to the NPC pain tolerance trials. Well, that does it. Madam Secretary, take care of the rest.
Calamity. Travesty. Surviving staff. The board meetings have concluded. It is now safe to resume normal work functions. Hazard signs will be placed at all biological spill sites. Watch your step. The injured will be humanely recycled into vegan lunch options for underprivileged, inner-city children. This is a green company, after all. There will be Fig Newtons and Crystal Light in the break room for those allowed breaks. It's a long one. 3 minutes for each of yous. And don't touch my apple slices. Honey Crisp. Find joy where you can. The next board meetings will be soon. God remains dead, and we have killed him.